I'm now another,
You know why I felt like that is when I got released from the UFC.
When you got released?
Yeah, because when I was in the zone trying to get to this high level and getting the rankings and that, I saw what you're talking about. I saw what people were going through in that fishbowl and that. And I thought, okay, I got to do what I got to do to get there. Do you know what I mean? And it caused a lot of stress on me that I didn't see. I got a question for you, Jude. This is a bit going off topic, but I want to always ask you, man. Since you put bodies back together, yeah, what's your views on BBLs? Might as well get into it, man.
Now we started.
Yeah, man. What's your views on talk the truth, man?
Everyone's paying attention now.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I have to ask this question. Do you know what I mean? So,
Why are you thinking about getting one?
never.
This ain't an option. No, we didn't raise no idiot.
And we're back.
We are back, baby.
Building.
Episode 2.
Not for likes.
The Not for Likes podcast, season 1.
Let's go.
Another round of applause, lads.
Come on.
Come on. Round of applause.
We made it.
Always.
So we've had a breather. We've had a chance to evaluate, and we're just proud that you guys are following us on this journey with us. Obviously, this is a new adventure we're all taking.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And it's just a great space again for creative minds, movers and shakers.
That's it.
And free spirit. So if you are one of those people and you are destined to share and drop gems, I'm not talking about those gems where people like, there's always a catch, once you tune in for a first week or so, then you gotta pay premium. No, we're giving you these gems for free.
Come on, man, free of charge.
These stories that ultimately will help navigate you and
free
and press you forward into your journey. So, without further ado, again, I'm Mike.
I'm Dr. Jude.
And I'm Darren.
What's good?
And let's start.
So listen, I don't know, we didn't really agree this beforehand, but we had a really, really exciting episode planned for you guys today. We had a really, really dope guest.
Yeah.
We're not going to say who because we're still going to try and get
We're
them.
gonna get them back.
Yeah.
We'll say him or her. We're going to try and get them back.
Yeah.
But yeah, they had a legitimate reason, couldn't make it. But it's still, we're going to get this person on. So today we're going to kind of just freestyle it slightly.
I had a few questions for that guest as well, but
next
you know what I mean? God bless. I know you're watching. Saving questions for you.
Yeah, we're with you. Yeah. So, boy, it's been a big week, man. It's been a big week.
It has been. We've been, all of us have been pretty busy.
Non-stop work.
But, I feel like now we're going to start getting into more the nitty-gritty stuff.
Yeah.
We did mention on the last podcast a little about our backgrounds. We didn't go into too much detail because it was a pilot. We just wanted to make sure everyone was firing.
Getting comfortable.
We got a little deep. We didn't get too in depth, but we spoke about our upcomings. Where we are in our lives right now, and kind of some of the pitfalls and some of the things that we wish we would have done a lot earlier in our career.
What would we change and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we didn't talk too much on our careers, so to speak, that we're in right now.
And what we do.
Yeah, and what we do. What was that? So, do you want to take the floor? Because I feel like you've got a very interesting story compared to me and Darren when we're in the sports.
Dr. Jude
week as well. Like,
go on.
If I'm tired today, forgive me, guys. I've worked 168 hours this week. That's 7 24-hour shifts back to back, and there aren't many jobs where you still do that.
Mad,
yeah. But yeah, so for those who don't know me, I'm an orthopedic surgeon. I specialize in trauma and upper limb. So that's like broken bones, car accidents, sports injuries, that kind of stuff. And yeah, it's a slightly unique story from like coming from where I came from, because I grew up in East London, like we said last time. My parents kind of emigrated from Nigeria, so we didn't have much. They were like, just kind of trying to figure it out. And this is why I told you not for likes really means a lot to me, because where we grew up, being cool meant like wearing certain trainers and behaving a certain way and trying to get fast money. But I remember just growing up, and I really liked science, and I kind of wanted to grow up and get out of London, actually, because London was like, at least where we grew up in London, it was kind of grim back in like the 90s and stuff. So I always had my eyes set on like going to uni And then I found myself in med school. And so, you know, my teachers didn't really think I could do it. So I had to, luckily I had my dad who gave me the support and told me, listen, son, you can do whatever the hell you put your mind to, you can do. And that's a kind of ethos that I share. I do a lot of mentoring and teaching, and I kind of promote that. And that's how I got into med school. And then even when I got into medical school, I went to University of Manchester because I just wanted to get out of London at that time. It was like a concrete jungle. But then I wanted to come back because I just felt like I really needed to be around like my peoples, like where I grew up, to help inspire. So I got into schools and I teach and talk and do all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then the journey to becoming a surgeon, man, that was another 10 years of training. Got to travel the world. I've been to the States, spent a year in Canada doing trauma. I've been like done training all over Europe, been to Greece and all over Europe, going to conferences.
So you worked on most of the world then? That's mad.
Yeah, it's part of the journey. That was fun. I enjoyed it. And then now I flip the other side. I'm now a consultant orthopedic surgeon, which is what we worked all those years for. And as I said, I feel like I'm in that like second chapter that we talked about last time.
That's good, man.
Trying to give a lot back.
I got a question for you, Jude. Though. This is a bit going off topic, but I want to always ask you, man. Since you put bodies back together, what's your views on BBLs? Might as well get into it, man.
Now we start.
Yeah, man. What's your views on? Talk the truth, man.
Everyone's paying attention now.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I have to ask this question. Do you know what I mean?
Why are you thinking about getting one?
Never. I got one little PRP in my injection, my boxes up my bum and everything. Everyone thought I was getting BBL and started taking a mic. So I know you guys taking a mic on Instagram. Do you know what I mean?
I thought that was a jokey joke. I thought it was a jokey joke.
PRP is good. I do a lot of PRP injections, but I'm an orthopedic surgeon, so I have no experience doing BBLs. Although I did actually start off wanting to be a plastic surgeon.
Okay, see.
Plastic surgery when I was training.
I can see it in you, mate. I can see it in.
Yeah?
I can see it in you. That's why I asked the question.
Oh, yeah? Well, I don't know. My view on BBLs, I mean, my view is the same as your average man because I don't personally do them. But I do think that that with surgery, any surgery, like there's always risks associated with it, like infections, even loss of life, nerve injuries. So you really got to think, like, how badly do you want this? Are you willing to go under the knife and lose your life? Look what happened to Kanye West. Like, she went for the richest man in the world. Doesn't matter how much money you got. If something goes wrong, it doesn't matter, how much money you got. So, I mean, a lot of people are fickle. Personally, I wouldn't recommend any in my own immediate family do it because I just think that the risks I've seen when surgeries don't go well.
So what you're saying, do it properly, get in the gym, people,
Well, the thing is also people going abroad. This like going to Turkey or Mexico.
Colombia.
No disrespect to those places, but I think that where you go, you just have to make sure that you've got a reputable surgeon, a surgeon who's got experience, a surgeon who's trained properly, a surgeon who's got a catalogue of successful cases and not necessarily the cheapest surgeon. And just do your due diligence.
But they're always going to them same places. There must be a reason why they're going there.
It's cheaper, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's cheaper. I've seen a lot of horror stories. No disrespect, but even in orthopedic surgery, I see a lot of our work in London is putting things right that went wrong elsewhere.
Okay.
People have gone overseas.
Botch jobs and all that stuff.
It's been botched.
That's the thing.
Something's gone wrong. Infection or some failure of something, and then they come back to London, and then we're
UK's the last resort,
Well, no, UK shouldn't be the last resort.
I know it shouldn't be. Yeah, of course.
But unfortunately, because I deal with trauma. So let's say you're on and this is very, very, very common injury, especially where I work in West London. Skiing injuries. People go off in certain times of the year to go ski on the mountain.
My friends are always going there. I can see on this. Yeah.
Disastrous injuries. You can break everything. You have disastrous injuries, right?
Really?
And then you're helicoptered off the mountain. You're taken to a little local hospital. And the surgeon's there telling you, okay, you need this surgery, you need that surgery, you need this surgery. And people don't know. So they go and have their surgeries. And unfortunately, it's not too uncommon in London. We see those patients, they fly back and those surgeries like frequently aren't done properly. They're done badly. And most of the time, people have had to pay out of pocket for that. So me personally, I know that if I was injured anywhere in the world, I would just ask for some painkillers. I'd ask for them to put my broken limbs in some kind of cast and support. And then I'm just getting on the first flight out to somewhere I trust, a surgeon I know and trust, and then get my definitive surgery done there.
Wow.
Is skiing that serious though? Cause I see my man in the snap. So you're watching this now, stop your skiing business.
No, skiing's cool. Like most people don't get injured. Like
But
millions of people.
But I never heard about
it. Is it legal to get on a flight with your broken bones and the chances of like you don't know what condition you're going to be in?
I mean, yes,
To put yourself under that pressure of a flight?
it's legal. There's a couple of things that you need to know. I'd say, first of all, you may need to get a business class seat because you might need to extend. Sometimes the airlines are quite good.
What about if you're in agony after those painkillers wear off? 6-hour flight or something like that.
Well, you know, there's actually I forget what it's called now, but there's travel medicine where people actually, nurses and doctors, they fly out to those remote areas and they collect you in like almost like an air ambulance and then or in even in a commercial flight and they fly back with you.
That's crazy. How many people have the ability to do? Some people are not even getting travel insurance.
Yeah, that's
so
it.
who's to say that the majority of people are going to be able to fly out their surgeon to come business class and then get them back and then airlift them back home to the destination?
It's expensive. If you got insurance, listen, if you are going skiing without insurance, you're mad. You are.
I'm gonna ask my brethren seriously, man. That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah, we see a lot of bad injuries. That
I just see them like cruising and that, enjoying themselves. But I never heard about all these stuff.
You know, my dad broke his leg in Nigeria. And again, I am Nigerian. I know a lot of Nigerian doctors, a lot of Nigerian surgeons. I know some British Nigerian doctors like myself who are hopefully going to be doing a lot of work collaboratively between London and Nigeria. But my dad broke his leg a few years ago and he was in the East. So it's
Igbo.
Igbo East. Igbo land, big up, Igbo Krenno. And we weren't, I wasn't sure what the state of the hospitals were like there locally where it was. He said he went to one hospital, he said the treatment was terrible, he said the hospital condition was just dreadful. And then I said, okay, Dad, let me speak to the doctors. My dad put the doctor on the phone, so I'm speaking to the doctor. I was like, Doc, what is it? I'm a surgeon as well. Just what's the situation? I kid you not, again, I don't even want to speak about this because I know they're great doctors, but this particular doctor didn't know what he was talking about.
Wow.
Like I'm asking him basic questions that you would expect a doctor to know. And he did not know what bone was broken. I'm like, just what bone is broken? Like, just tell me what bone. He couldn't. So I put.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah,
it's unfortunate, you know.
So in that situation, you don't know if you've got a good doctor or bad doctors. I told my dad, listen, jump on a flight, come back to London.
Straight.
Get it done the right way.
Yeah.
Man, listen.
Interesting, man.
I honestly believe that, again, with your career, it's probably not usual to see, you know, likes of Black representation in your force. Is that am I
from the hood
speaking correctly?
Absolutely right.
Is like how many would you say of the diaspora is in your field, so to speak? Like, you're high percentile.
I mean, I need to look at the statistics.
Jeez.
But it can't be more than a couple of percent would make up Black doctors in general. But then when you look at Black surgery consultants, it's going to be very low.
Right.
And there was a paper published in the BMJ, so the British Medical Journal, recently about some of the specifically anti-Black racism that doctors face. Because there is racism in medicine, which everybody knows. But it also gets lumped in.
I saw something like that.
Is it?
That there was a surgeon that was getting ready to perform, and I think maybe a family member or maybe even the person that was meant to be getting treatment, they said, well, surely you're not the actual surgeon. You're
what?
That
was in the US. He was the chief of surgery. I forget exactly where it was. And the patient was like, are you sure?
If you're in that predicament,
that goes on.
Do you just stay professional, or do you put them in their place? Because I've got to put them in their place.
I mean,
that's what I'm saying, man. Watch when you go to sleep.
The issue is a lot of our patients are old, and they suffer from dementia, which means they lose their inhibitions and they just say whatever.
Anything,
So I can't. You don't hold that against them.
Yeah, of course.
Also, they're from a different generation, right?
Yeah.
So that happens all the time. Occasionally, you do see like very subtle discrimination and prejudice. And I try to stay professional. Like I don't think there's been a time where I've had to like really like, put anybody in place. Never had to do that.
Yeah.
But
that's good.
You get sometimes like almost underhanded insults. Like I've had I'll never forget this one. I was between a lovely lady, really nice lady, middle class, really well to do, her and her husband in the emergency department. I was just speaking to her. This was years ago. And at the end of it, they were so like enamored by the care that they'd got, and they were like, "Wow, your English is so good." You speak so well.
What did you think?
I'm thinking,
What did you expect about?
London. I went to medical school.
Come
in the
on.
UK. I've been all over the world training. Like people shouldn't be surprised when they meet a good,
Exactly, man.
enthusiastic and charming
Yeah.
black doctor. So I think that sometimes people be taking.
I think I actually spoke to the guest that was meant to be coming on this episode with us a few years back, and speaking on that issue that you just had, he explained to me, and he put it in a perspective, in a different perspective, and I will honestly say he had some truth to it, but he believes, especially when you're in the black community and you're in business and you've been hired or anything of like professional service, you are guilty until proven innocent. Now, at first I was like, that's a reach. But then he broke it down. It's like, we always have to work 10 times harder, right? But then it's a case of like, you give someone an opportunity and they could honestly just ruin it. Just for on the gate, maybe late, maybe unprofessional, maybe feeling entitled, and then ultimately it's like, you know what, I'm not gonna hide from your community again. I'm not gonna try to give you a service again because now you've ruined it forever. It's like for me as a Nigerian as well. When I step out of the country or when I'm in this country or whichever, regardless, especially within Europe. If I've been hired from Nigeria, particularly, and I'm now on job, I always feel like I have to over-deliver.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And with that, it's just, again, I'm guilty until I prove like how professional I am.
This is a well-recognized phenomenon. You're not the first person to say that, and I think this has actually been written about in that it's actually exhausting sometimes being a black professional because you have to go out of your way to show that you're not a threat, to show that you're polite, to be professional, go over and above, consistently.
Do I feel like it's fair? We're a minority, so we're always going to be against the grain. But at the same time, it does give you a bit of an edge because you now are planning to over deliver.
Yeah.
And by planning to over deliver, you're going to be more organized. You're going to be well equipped, and then
not a bad
to be
thing.
fair, you are going to deliver your best. And I feel like with anything, with any preparation, it comes with rewards. If you plan right, because if you don't plan, you plan to fail. Ultimately,
It's like in every industry. 'Cause I've been told it in my sport as well, man. Like we have to try harder.
There you go.
And I think if you don't have that mentality, it will be a shock to you. But if you've got that mentality, we've got to try harder. So what?
Yeah,
Yeah, but in your industry, I would beg to differ because for one thing, I've noticed in MMA and UFC. Everyone holding the belts are black Nigerian. So
work for that.
When I go to a UFC fight, I'm not gonna lie. Once I see a black athlete on the card, he's gonna win this one. That's a way where it's like, okay, that's a stereotype. But in a way, it's not a bad stereotype.
Not a bad stereotype.
If you got to
dissect it as well because you see it from an outsider. But if you look into it deep as well, you got to look at who has he faced to get there compared to others that are faced to get there as well. Do you know what I mean? We just see it as black man, he's gonna win it, cool. But how did he get there? What route did he take? Do you know what I mean?
Why do you feel like the majority of the champions in that style of sport are from a particular area in the world? Why do you feel like, especially the black descents are dominating in that sport? What's the difference? Because
we got the Wakanda blood.
Infrastructure in the
it's a vibranium, bro.
Way higher. I'm playing devil's advocate, but infrastructure is going to be top notch. The equipment, the staff, the medical, the support is going to be tenfold over here. As opposed to over outside of this country or this
genes in it, man.
It's a bigger question even than just like why are black athletes dominating in virtually all sports apart from swimming?
We were grafted from years back.
What? Okay, yeah. You can say dominating, but there still is a clear provisional. Like there still is other white, black, Asian,
definitely.
You know what I mean, across the board. But when you see UFC, honestly, everyone's holding the belts are
Nigerian.
Nigerian or African.
Yeah.
And like it's a great thing to see. That's what I've been to one
But
fight.
then not anymore.
Yeah, not anymore. Yeah, not anymore.
Just like, yeah.
Yes, they are. Well, you
Nah.
talking about Nigerian or German black? Because in every field, there's still
Usman ain't got it no more. The Sanya ain't got it no more.
but there's still Edwards. He's still.
That's what I mean. Yeah. Edwards,
and
yeah. And Ganu's gone.
So I mean, it's still 90%.
But Algerman, he's Jamaican. Yeah, he's got it as well.
For a
Yeah.
long time, I see what you mean.
Hanging in there, people. Hanging in there.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I know just from I don't want to say too much from what I've heard from the grapevine. There's a lot more development and planning that's going to be happening to be pushing more of that narrative from overseas and in Africa and predominantly in those areas that are showing success. So I'm hoping, in the next 5 or 6 years, we're going to be seeing a lot more.
Do you know what's interesting? I wonder though, like we are minorities, right?
Yeah.
And there were lots of different ethnicities and races within that category of minority. And I feel like, as you said, when you are out on business, professional, you can't help but feel that like you actually represent black people. As in, you can't just be a surgeon and just be anonymous. You almost represent black doctors. You're out, doing your work. You almost represent like black professionals. I wonder if other minorities carry that burden. Do they feel like, okay, I represent this. I got to represent Mexico properly. I got to represent, my other Asian professionals properly. I have to behave a certain way, otherwise, like you said, they're not going to do business with Asian businesses again.
Do I feel like they feel like that? Maybe they can disguise themselves within, okay. Now again, I don't know the true answer, but if I feel like I sense someone's has that entitled approach, I feel like the only reason why they have that entitled approach is because they have they have something that we don't necessarily have, and that's a safety net, or that's a kind of a what's it called, like a support in landing. And maybe that may be the case with like they don't necessarily care about your judgment because they're all right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or to be fair, that it's like if you don't give me the work, then you've got to ultimately go to my cousin. You know what I mean? Or if you don't go to my cousin, you're gonna have to go to my mate. You know what I mean? So But if you come from a perspective where it's like, mate, like I need this promotion.
Yeah.
I need this opportunity. You're gonna come from a whole different perspective. You will barter differently. You negotiate differently. But if you come from a place where this is not, this is not the be all end all for me. Like it's like, when you see those guys and they negotiate, and it's like they're willing to walk away with crazy amounts on the table.
Yeah.
That's because they come from a place of, they've got something of I don't know how to put it in words.
Kanye West, I was speaking about this recently because I feel sorry for Kanye West because he says a lot of intelligent things and he's clearly a very intelligent man.
Yeah.
But a lot of his like extremist views or extremist ways of delivering what he says is like just gets him a bit like, blacklisted. But you know what he said about when they asked him to clarify what he meant about the Jewish people, and he said, I'm jealous of Jewish people. He said, I'm jealous of the way they do business. I'm jealous of the way they like harness their community and come up together. I'm jealous of the way they keep their money circulating and patronize each other and stuff. And I wish that at least in the music business, that we could do that. So I see what you mean. So if you were quote unquote in the black community and you're a black professional and you're going for this gig and actually you didn't get it, but actually it doesn't matter because, black people are in positions of power.
Yeah.
I make a few phone calls and, a few more doors open.
Yeah.
But I guess until that is the situation, we're always going to feel like
when he said he wishes we can do that, yeah, why do you think that is? Like, do you think that black people love competing against each other?
I don't know. I think he was talking about specifically the music business. I think a lot of the record labels and the guys pulling the strings were part of a bigger, more powerful community, predominantly Jewish. And although black people were the face of a lot of the music business, they're not necessarily the ones in power.
Yeah.
So I think that he was maybe frustrated with that. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a sticky one. It's a sticky one. Like I said, even speaking on the music industry, that's a. I don't believe in that in music industry at all. The way I've been seeing how a lot of these artists are getting just handled, and they're essentially selling their soul.
So I was gonna say that, but you beat me to it, man.
One of the biggest R&B group, female R&B groups of like the 90s, and they were broke. They had no money.
Yeah, it's all of a sudden they get fronted money, and then they flex with that money.
Yeah.
But essentially, you know what I mean, once that money runs out, and once that excitement runs out, they're kind of scrambling, and then ultimately it's like they've already sold, or they've already signed over their rights, their image, their likes, and so in reality, it's kind of like
they're owned.
Next,
we're
finished. Well, a lot of artists are going independent, from what I've understood, and I feel like that's when you look at the likes of artists in the UK that I've really done it well. I'm going to mention grime artist Bugsy Malone.
Yeah,
he's very much business oriented.
Yeah.
He does a lot of things independently. He works with his team across, and I think a lot of people want to work up as opposed to working across. And a friend of mine, he mentioned this in his podcast recently, and I love that quote. He said, "Collaboration is the new currency."
Yeah,
and that was a huge. I'll say it again: collaboration is the new currency.
Yeah.
That was a huge eye-opener, because if you look at it in that sense, where you connect with your people across and you start opening up networking, that's essentially what we're doing here on this podcast. It's not just one host, it's 3 hosts. We're opening up our community, we're opening up our network. We're getting new guests and new speakers come in, and essentially what we want to be able to do is give value and ultimately share creative ideas. Once you get those ingredients in one, ultimately it just spreads, because you're coming from a place of love, you're coming from a place of support, community.
Yeah.
And that's where I feel like we want to position ourselves. So when I think about the people that do it independently, I salute. I tip my hat. I care less of how great your music is, but I respect more of what you're doing behind the scenes.
I feel like musicians are more switched on now, though. I feel like you have to be. You can't just be an artist now. You have to be slightly entrepreneurial. It seems like a lot of them want to have ownership of their masters.
Yep.
And marketing has changed, right? So the biggest thing that you got from a label before was exposure and marketing, right?
Yep.
Whereas now with social media, I mean, we've got people 1.6 million followers, but you're a whole marketing agency before. Whereas, if you wanted to reach that many people, you needed the label. Whereas now, like you said, you cross-pollinate with another artist, you share your audiences, and boom, you market it yourself.
Yeah.
And so there's like you said, there's no need necessarily to get a label to front.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's changing. Hopefully these young talented musicians and artists are gonna just make a little bit more bread.
Yeah, I feel like with management, with marketing, and all of these type of institutions, they all come from a place of proactive. They not really reactive. So excuse me, I said that quote wrong. They come from a place of reactive, as a case from being proactive. When you are steering the ship yourself, you have to be proactive. You have to see things coming before they do
take charge.
But when you have that management, you almost sit more in a co-pilot position.
Yeah.
And you kind of weigh. You kind of like, how far, anything coming our way?
Yeah.
Nah, nothing's
Same
coming
with the
right
fighting
now.
scene.
We'll just keep it on cruise control.
Same with the fighting scene.
We will just continue on until we reach altitude. We'll kick back and we'll take our seatbelts off,
Yeah.
And that's the idea of, but I feel management. I've been in that position. I'm not gonna lie. I've sat back and waited. I've had a whole we that time when we was all in home for 2 years. I was waiting. I was like, what's going on? So I had to take my seatbelt off and walk around the ship and come around. I was like, what's going on?
We were in the same agency for a minute, right?
No, I'm not talking about that agency. I'm not gonna mention it.
Oh, no, I'm not gonna mention it either.
I feel like the thing once you understand that you are
boss.
your biggest
Yeah,
fan, your
absolutely.
biggest boss, you are your
Absolutely.
biggest, you know what I mean, inspiration.
game changer.
Preach,
Once you
man.
understand that,
Yeah,
then
game
you start
changer.
moving different.
Absolutely.
You know, and
No one's gonna do it for you.
yeah, I think that's where I feel like everyone has to come through that understanding. Look at, I'm not gonna take over, but I'm saying look at Jay-Z. Jay-Z didn't get his first he signed. I don't think he signed. I think he dropped his first album when he was like 27.
He literally had to pay the radio stations in cash.
Yeah, and he's a one of one, but at the same time, you know what I mean, like everyone that was doing it, he could have easily said, you know what, it's not working.
And at the time, he definitely wasn't the best rapper.
Yeah,
you know, he wasn't the most handsome.
He wasn't ready.
He didn't have the most swag, but he had heart.
Heart.
Yeah.
You can't teach that.
He came at a time where we had Biggie, Nas, Jay, big rappers rock him, and so he wasn't the best rapper at the time. But look at him now.
I don't think he was even the heart. I just think it was the case of, you know, almost like what Kanye had. Kanye believed more in Kanye than anyone else did. You know what I mean? Like Jay-Z believed more in Jay-Z than anyone else believed. I feel like that just comes from a case of like just clarity. You know what? They're not ready for me right now.
Clarity.
You know what I mean?
See, Kanye West was definitely ahead of his time, and he knew, like, if you need inspiration, if you're feeling like exhausted, go and watch that Kanye West documentary.
I need to watch it, man.
That will put some, bro. You've not seen it?
No, I need to watch it, man.
Yeah, I've seen it. And like I said,
inspiring.
Like it's a pity because, you know, we're on the fence of, do we support Kanye? We do not support Kanye, and it's a case of right now, you know.
I support Kanye because he's not well. So I'm not going to agree with everything he says, but he's clearly an intelligent man.
Like I said, I'm on the fence. I can honestly say, because, you know, I don't want to disrespect a whole, you know, race of people.
No, that's you can't support
especially, you know what I mean, in terms of what did transpire from it all. And, you know, so, you know, like I said, it's a sticky one, you know, and I said we all got to hold each other accountable, and, you know, we just got to accept it. You know,
like, I like Kanye West before, you know, he unfortunately battled with his mental health, and after that, when I say I support him, I support him getting better and getting the help that he needs. I think that him being surrounded by the paparazzi, the Kardashians,
it's tough, man.
All that stuff just sent him over the edge.
It's tough.
I hope he gets the help that he needs, and I hope that people maybe I don't know, maybe understand. I saw that this week actually it came up on the socials. He's broken a deal back with Adidas again.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
I didn't even know anything about that.
Yeah, so that I think Adidas is back. I don't know. They're trying.
Wow, they need him that bad. Wow,
with the Yeezys.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I think that
making memes out of it
because he was at that time he was trending, not for anything good, and
trending, and I don't know why.
So everybody had to cut ties with Kanye because he was toxic at that time, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Now the dust has settled. We'll see what
I think if this is the case, I think it's a strategy to bring him back, to fix out the paperwork and then kick him out again. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
They probably got like 4 million Yeezys in the warehouse.
Yeah, they just something, kick him out, and then we're done with him once and for all.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah, so I'm not even going to go into that. You know, but
it's up to him to be aware of it, though, man. What am I getting myself back into? Read the small print.
I like, you see the videos. I don't know why people are letting him go, giving him the microphone. Why are you giving this man the microphone? He starts talking about like how.
It's not about them giving him the mic. He takes the over. You know what I mean? But anyway,
he's not well, man.
Darren, have you ever found yourself in a situation, especially within your career, where you've almost like been a, what's the word I'm looking for? When you're almost in a situation, right? And you're almost like a, what's the word I'm looking for? When you're kind of like a version of yourself, like an out of body version of yourself, where you're clearly, you you can understand what's going on or whatever the case may be, but you're
kind of like
you're just kind of like
watching.
You can see all what's happening, transpiring with like these celebrities, where they kind of like, you can see they're in like a fishbowl.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? An out of body, you know what I mean? Like an out of body experience where you kind of see, you like, you know what? Like,
But then it's up to me, like, do I go down that road or do I make a change?
Maybe you feel like you know, it's a bit too much for you. You know what I mean? Like maybe the fans, maybe the success has come too quickly. Where have you kind of felt like, you know, I need to pause because like I'm now another, you know.
You know where I felt like that is when I got released from the UFC.
When you got released?
Yeah, because when I was in the zone trying to get to this high level and getting the rankings and that, I saw what you're talking about. I saw what people were going through in that fishbowl and that, and I thought, okay, I got to do what I got to do to get there. Do you know what I mean? And it caused a lot of stress on me that I didn't see. I just saw from the outside.
Yeah.
So only when I left, I'm gonna be honest with you, like I feel more free and more happy.
Yeah.
And I was able to see what you're talking about from the outside now. So every time when stuff goes on in the sport or speak to some people that I know that's in the sport, they tell me this and that, I'm giving them advice, you know, they're probably thinking, well, the advice you're giving me, Dal, you didn't do nothing about it, you didn't do that. I said, yeah, maybe, yeah, but I can see from the outside now. Like I can see the fishbowl from the out. I can see what's going on in the fishbowl. But when you're in the fishbowl, you're in the zone.
Yeah.
Like it's hard. Yeah, and you know you can see it, yeah, but you got to accept it, innit? Because you're here now. You know what you get yourself into. So to get to that level, I got to do what I got to do.
And just explain, because for me, I don't strictly follow UFC. I watch some of the big fights, and also there'll be a lot of people who don't really know even what that is. So what's the UFC? Like, how did you get into it, and then what happens? How did you get out of it?
The UFC is the sport, and the UFC is the organization. Sorry,
Yeah.
And the sport is MMA. That's why you get people saying, "Oh yeah, man, mate, do you do UFC?" I don't do UFC. I do MMA, but it's so cool. I'm used to it. I understand.
Yeah.
So you got like PFL, you got Bellator. You know, it's just like it's just the organization, and the sport is MMA. How you get into it?
So is UFC like the pinnacle?
The top, yeah. World Cup,
Yeah.
Number one. How you get into it? I don't know. You was talking about this earlier.
Yeah.
In the podcast about you got to do more than just the craft now. If you asked me this question years ago, how'd you get into it? You just smash people and be the best. But now you got to do more outside the cage. People do, people do care how you fight, but they don't really care, man. When you call someone out, can you make it big? Can you sell tickets? Can you light up Instagram and social media? Can you get sponsors? You know what I mean? Even though they know you're crap, or you might not be that good. You just got to do more outside. Yeah, so if you asked me that question years ago, I'd be like, yeah, just smash people, man. Yeah. I got there very quick. I was just smashing people in the first round. But nowadays, you got to do more than just fighting. And it's frustrating. That's why people get upset. Okay. I mean, you got the exhibition thing coming up. Like today, we was talking about Jake Paul and that. Like, look, we're all interested to watch that.
100%.
You got real boxers that are like, why they getting more money? Because they're not even boxers, because they're doing more work outside the ring. What, just calling people out? Yeah, but it's entertaining, isn't it?
In arenas.
And the thing is, I say to most fighters, you can sit there and cry, but you can jump on a bandwagon. I can sit there and cry, but I'm trying to get to the exhibition thing as well. Do you know what I mean? Why not? Go where the money is, man. Times have changed, man. Cost of living's gone up. Whoa.
No, I get you.
That's how you get into it.
I feel like what you said is, just the hammer on the head, really, because you can be the greatest athlete, but if no one knows who you are, then,
loads out there.
What I mean?
Loads.
If no one knows who you are and you're the greatest in the arena, and then at the end of the day, you can go out there and you can put on a masterclass, but no one's tuned in. No one watched, you know what I mean? It's like now if you put the unorthodox person in there that had a great chat, that's got the people, like I'm a big fan of Paddy the Baddy.
Paddy the Baddy.
I went to watch my first UFC fight, and he just so happened to be
Paddy,
the main fight for that night, and I want to say there was people wearing wigs. He was coming in, he was just like animated, he was warming the crowd, he was kissing the babies. I mean,
he was
doing everything.
He was big before UFC as well. It was just a matter of time.
I feel like there's every so often years you would get a personality that would transcend the game like that, and I feel like it happens in every sport.
Speaking of exhibition, did you guys watch the Mayweather fight yesterday?
No, I didn't bother, man. But I heard it was dead.
I don't think anybody watched it.
I heard it was dead.
The arena was like they had to close off like 20,000 seats because they didn't.
I saw pure empty seats, boy.
Can you imagine Mayweather ever fighting with the arena not sold out? So yeah, I think maybe he wasn't doing enough to promote that fight, and also he was fighting somebody who
Where was the fight?
was
O2.
Oh wow.
Literally
Yeah,
right
yeah,
in
yeah.
my house.
I
and
didn't know that.
exactly, no one do. So yeah,
Everyone's
maybe
It wasn't really
everyone's
promoted.
looking
It was that
forward to
style
Jake Paul fight.
people want to
Who
watch the
did he-
YouTuber fight.
Who did he fight?
Oh, the guy, man,
You
from
see?
Geordie Shore, like, he used to be an MMA fighter as well, man. He's all right, man.
So, but people are going to tune in for Jake Paul. That's
Yeah,
what we're gonna be talking about
Yeah,
this
because of
weekend.
the chat, because of outside.
Yeah.
And this is why I've been speaking about this for a while because I love boxing build-ups now. I'm just a big fan of
Always have.
you know what I mean? Because the fight doesn't always live up to the hype,
Mhm.
but
Yeah,
the
yeah.
hype is real.
That's what I'm saying. You got to do your stuff outside the ring, the
This is
build
what
up.
I wanted
Yeah,
to
yeah.
ask you, Darren, actually, because listen, well, I think we might have talked about it last time, and I've actually written a documentary, BBC, Channel 4, Sky, whoever wants to buy it, holler at me because
Jeez.
documentary, right? But I've written a documentary about how boxing changed my life, even though I've never been in a ring.
Okay.
Because of what I learned growing up, watching the mentality of boxers and fighters and seeing what they used to put themselves through when it came to camp, when it came to training, when it came to go time, and that mentality. So I wanted to ask you, what's it like? When you okay, I'm 3 months out from a fight. Okay, I'm 4 weeks out from a fight. All right, it's the day before the fight. Okay, now it's the ring walk. What's going through your head? What's going through your head?
I hate the build up. Yeah.
Hmm.
You know what? I don't know. Now, you should have asked me that before my last fight because I done certain things before my last fight enable for me to enjoy the build up and enjoy getting to the ring. So I want to talk before all that. So ask me this question time ago. It's pure stress. It's like because it's not so much the fight, it's about making weight.
Yeah.
Because if you don't make weight, you don't get your money. You know what I mean? If you don't make weight, so you don't fight. If you don't fight, you don't get your money. You don't get your money, you don't get put food on the table. Do you know what I mean? So we know how to fight. We just work a little game plan for your opponent, but it's every day checking your weight. You got to do extra training just to chip off. You got to put the hoodie on. You got to do this. You got to do that. Got to eat certain food. It's just making the weight for me is stressful. But at UFC level, it was even more stressful because people want to do interviews. You go to fight week as well. You just want to chill and make the weight. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But you got to go here on Monday. You got to go there on Wednesday. Media, take pictures. Yeah. Oh, so and so from Australia wants to talk to you live at this time. Do you know what I mean? You got to tune. It's straight to hate it. That's why people say would you go back there? I say, no, I feel free now, man.
Yeah.
Might not be getting the same money to get but I feel free because it was just stress, man.
Yeah.
So, answer your question, the build-up's crazy, it's stress. But what I did is I've had so much build-up for the years, and sometimes the build-up can affect you on a night.
Yeah.
Because because you know how you fight, man. And I was sick of being the guy that was good in the gym. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to be the guy that's good in the night.
Yeah.
I'm tired of being the guy that's good in the gym. And it's the stress and the build-up that affects you for the night. So what I did, I changed things, innit? Yeah, I done some research on Winhoff, the Iceman, and the ice bath. And I always been doing ice baths about why he did it and why you do certain baths at certain times and this and that. And there's stuff it does for you. Obviously, it helps you lose weight and everything. But there's one that I do. I do baths in the morning. As soon as you get up, you do a cold plunge, sorry. And that one there is made specifically for your mental health, innit? Any depression or anxiety you're going through, just get in there and it's all gone. And I thought it was a placebo, innit? Yeah. And big up placebos, innit? If they work for you, so what? So I would do things in freeze.
Okay.
So I did it once. I was like, oh, this is cold, man. I'm not gonna hear. I must have done like 30 seconds. Oh, man, I thought, all right, man. Everything I was feeling on the way to the gym, man, it's kind of gone now. But that's one. And I done it on one Saturday. And boom, I went in there, jumped in the plunge.
Yeah.
Anxiety's gone, ready to go now, man. This is two, this is mad. Okay, the third one now was sparring day. We have sparring day, innit, every Wednesday at my gym. So I got up, man, and that's the hardest test. We can all go sauna and jump in the ice, whatever, but it's getting out of your bed, and running that bath, watching you run the bath, the build up, watching you run the bath, and then getting in the bath, fight night. Do you know what I mean? Like it's all like it all makes sense. Yeah, then get in there and stay in there. Can you get through the round?
So the fighters get
I like that.
And it changed. I got bare people on it, man. Everyone watching it will tell you. If you see my story, I get people on it, And if it works for you, cool. Everyone says, does it really work? I can't tell if it works, innit? You got to try it, innit? Do you know what I mean? I always say to people, if you're going through stress, jump in a cold plunge. Trust me, man. And then I knew it wasn't no placebo thing for me because I remember before the fight, I said to my missus, man, something don't feel right. She go, what do you mean? I said, I'm looking forward to this. We don't always looking forward to fight. Do you know what I mean? I'm looking forward to this. She goes, you sure? You're not nervous? I said, nerves what? And people say, if you ain't got no nerves yet, it's a bad thing, innit? Nerves make you fight.
This is what I'm talking about.
So,
during boxing.
Yeah, and this is why I got upset. 'Cause I was like, why am I not nervous though? I mean, I done a cold plunge on fight day. I've been banging it out, yeah, and I was ready to go.
You did cold plunge on fight day?
Yeah, on fight day, man.
Muscles though, is it? Oh.
Yeah. So it's good for your muscles, yeah, but it's how long you do it and when you do it. So it can go deep into it. They say if you do weightlifting, you shouldn't do cold plunge after that. You shouldn't do cold plunge after you do cardio, blah blah blah. But the one in the morning, is for the mind. If you're depressed, anxiety, you're going for stress at home, jump in that cold plunge, and then obviously the benefits after that, the bonus after that is like losing weight and all that stuff in it. But the thing why you do it in the morning, if you don't know, search it. Trust me, it works. And I've got loads of people into it. I've got people like fans sending me snaps of them putting ice blocks and this and that. I'll feel different, this and that. And I've done it on fight day so I could be mentally strong. And
because you knew at the end of the day, you've checked this one thing up already and you've won.
Yeah.
W already. And
It helps you a lot, man.
Do fighters get like psychologists or psychiatrists?
I had all that.
Because you need like...
but you know what, I had all that, man, and it worked. Some worked, some didn't, But I'm telling you, my best psychologist is the cold plunge, man. I can't explain it until you do it. And I tell people, don't try and be no hero. It's okay, do 10 seconds. You don't be embarrassed. I told some guy, do 10 seconds. By the end of it, he was doing like a minute.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Don't be shy, man. Dip in. Just dip in, dip out. Do you know what I mean? And trust me.
I've had my fair share of ice baths, but I just did it because I knew it just makes my body feel better the next day. But because I've never.
You know who gave me my first one? No, who gave me my first one though? At Myland, he gave me my first one, man. I used to die, man.
I've been doing ice baths since I was in high school. In America, it's normal. We do ice baths. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes we have a physio there, and because they don't want to work on you, they say just get ice bath, just get in the ice tub. You know what I mean? Just ice tub, baby. You know what I mean? They know it's like if you're serious after that. And you still want me to work on you, then you're something to do. But if you don't go in the ice bath first, you're in pain. You're serious, you know.
And there's another science behind it as well, saying that how it wakes you up to train as well, and I feel like it does as well. So, but I mainly do it for the mental health. So that's my psychologist. Bear in mind, like if you're a fighter and you're going through mental health and all that stuff, and still speak to someone, but take my word for it. Just try a bath and don't say you can't do the cold, because I'm a guy who don't do the cold, man. And what happens is, you get used to it. You get used to it. You know why I love the cold plunge as well? Why I love it as well? Because I used to be a guy who used to hate cold water. I'm talking like I won't go swim with my kids. I'll go on holiday. I don't care if it's hot. The pool's still cold. I won't get in. And she'll stressed and she'll get upset at me. Oh, you come on holiday just to sit there and that. So I don't want to get in the water, man. And if I do get in, it'll take me time to get in. You see, since I've been doing this cold plunge thing over the years, when I go on holiday now, I just get in. They love it. The kids love it. I get in before them. There's a place we went in Turkey. I don't know the science behind it. But it's like 40 degrees outside. When we went to the safari, it was covered by the trees and that. The waterfall was cold, and someone told me the science behind it. I can't know how it worked, but it's normal. But I mean, this thing was so cold, that I was shivering. I went back out in the sun. I was still shivering for like half an hour. That's how cold it was. It was so cold that if I did that, you would scream. My kids didn't get in it. They couldn't look to me. They're like, "Why, Dad? How'd you get in it?" And I was proud of myself. Do you know what I mean? Because I would never do that on holiday. She used to be moan at me. You never come in.
Prepared, man. You had all that preparation.
Man. I was happy with myself, man. Everyone's like, I was the only black guy there in the water as well. Everyone's like, bro, who's this guy, man? My goggles on and that. It was freezing, but I'm happy with myself, and it's changed my life in order to get in with my kids and have fun now. So when they say go swim, I'll just jump in. It's minor. So
let me ask you this, Darren, because you quickly mentioned it. You said about like if any fighters have got mental health issues, like is that a big thing in fighters?
Man.
I imagine that they must go through a lot.
Right? Mate, it's a big thing in the fight industry because people just see us fight. You don't know what goes on behind that. I was talking to someone the other day, about my last fight, and I said to them, they go to me, "Oh, how do you feel, man? Like you won in that, man. You even shedded tears in that. It must be good to be back in winning ways." I said, "You know why? I was crying, but I didn't cry because I win. Do you know what I mean? I've gone past, I don't care about win, lose, or I'm a prize fighter now. I don't care about that, I cried, because I didn't get to fight when I won. We were talking about the manager thing, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't get to fight when I won. So I had to fight in December, New Year's Eve, because I need the money. I didn't have a good Christmas. Do you know what I mean? Take out this and that. I get all about my kids certain presents. Do you know what I mean? That's why I cried. I cried because I cried because I knew that after this fight, that I don't know when my next fight's gonna be. Do you know what I mean? I cried because I knew when I get paid, that money's gone instantly. Yeah. You lot probably saw crying as a joy because I won. I don't care about winning, man. I care about enjoying. I cried, because I didn't even really enjoy it. And you have to enjoy what you love. Yeah, and that's a mental health. That's a mental health that people don't see. I couldn't hold it in. I'm a big fighter, but I do cry a lot. Do you know what I mean? I let things out, and that's the reason I cry, man. Not because of joy. Do you know what I mean? That's the honest truth. People look at it and be like, "Rah, but you won, jumped out the cage, and you cry." I said, "No, I didn't cry because of that, man. I cried because I don't tell many people. It's the first time I really said it on camera, but I cried because I was stressed, man." I saw my missus. We both cried as well. She probably cried because she was happy I won, but I wasn't crying because of that. Do you know what I mean?
On your missus is just
every 4 or 5 months we're fighting though. No. So that money that I don't work, so the money that I won, I'm living on that until the next one. That's why I cried.
Saying earlier when I was trying to explain, I couldn't get into words, but in the sense of like you've lived that experience, but you're almost living it in an incubator. You can see what all is going on. They don't know what you're going through, but you know that raw emotion from within.
Yeah.
From within.
Yeah.
You almost couldn't express it. So the only way that you could, it's almost like that film Get Out. Where the guy's sitting in
sunken
place,
place.
and he's seen everything happen, but he couldn't do anything.
I mean, the tears come. Yeah. Exactly. That's what I mean, man. That's what I mean. It's deep. Yeah. That's what I mean, man. Mental health is a big thing for the fighters, man.
It's the mental,
Yeah, and no one will tell you. I speak out. I don't give a damn.
I heard Bellu talk about this, and I think it must have been a podcast. I can't remember, but I still remember where I was because I was walking on the road. I had the headphones in. I was listening to Tony Bellu talking, and he was saying the exact same thing. He was saying in his career, and he was one of the best British boxers of his generation. And he was saying, listen, I was a prize fighter. I wasn't one of these guys who was getting 5 mil a fight. I would get my check, I would fight, and then that's what I'm living on to my next fight. And that's how I feed my family, that's how I feed my kids.
Yeah.
And people don't know that his only payday in his whole career was at the end when he fought David Haye.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. And he had to basically end his career by stepping up to heavyweight.
Yeah.
Heavyweight, get a check. It's like, I had to do that.
Have you had any out-of-body experiences in that similar capacity where you may not have cried, but you may not have, you know what I mean, you may have been angry. I don't know, but have you had an experience where you just almost didn't recognize what was transpiring, and it was just almost like, the most raw emotion, the experience you've ever had? It could be a wedding day. I don't know. But I feel like those moments are defining moments in any man's life.
Yeah.
But you can't explain it. You just everything, every planning, every preparation, every sleep, every training, everything that built up to that.
If you see me walk out, I was angry.
There you go.
Angry. And to the fans, it's cool though. Yeah. Like obviously we gotta fight for money. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, you gotta enjoy what you do.
Yeah.
If you don't enjoy what you do, it could backfire, bruv.
Yeah.
Right now it's working for me because to you lot on the outside, Darren, F him up, break his face, this and that, It's good for you to watch, innit, But you don't know what I'm going through, man. I have to batter you, to put food on my table, which is good for the fans, innit, But at the same time,
that's primal. That's like
But at the same time, it's like it hurts me though, because it's like
this is Viking talk.
Yeah, I wanna kind of enjoy what I'm doing, but it's like I was walking out of the cage. I look him in his eye. Took my mask off. I was like, mate, I was saying they didn't catch it on camera, but I was saying you're effed. They didn't show it on camera on his live. I said you're effed,
and you have
man.
to train yourself to like really dislike this person, right?
You have to, yeah.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah. But again, it's a good thing. But at the same time, I didn't enjoy it. You have to enjoy what you do.
Yeah,
I don't mind killing someone and enjoying it. Do you know what I mean? This is fighters talk, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't mind killing someone and enjoying it, but there wasn't an enjoyment. It was like, I'm just going to kill you, man.
Yeah.
Because I don't know when my next pay is. You know what I mean? And then when you get paid and you don't... When you get paid, you don't know how long until your next fight is, It's like, dude, was it worth it taking like a broken eye socket?
Jeez.
Yeah.
Apparently, I broke the guy's eye socket, man. Don't know how much he got paid, but it's like...
Was it worth it?
When's he fighting again?
And that changes you.
Changes you, man. But I have no choice. I'm in the incubator right now. You know what I mean? I've got to deal with it until I do my work outside the cage, which is networking,
and that's how
red carpet things, and
we connect with the surgeon talk.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
you know,
Trust me.
yeah, man. Let's listen. We got way more to share of these type of moments, man. But honestly, like I don't think we have enough time to even get into it. Seriously.
Oh, mate.
We need to like bring the tone down a little bit.
Bring it down. It's getting,
At least we did
hot.
get into it though.
But
a little bit.
yeah, I think it's important that we actually dive into these type of, you know, emotions.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I could see how excited Darren was getting. I could see how
Let me
how
start,
lifted
man.
he was getting. And for me, like I said, I feel like I was just on the outside as well. Like I was almost like an audience, you know, because to be fair, like I've had my own personal experiences where I felt, you know, these emotions, but it's so much cooler to hear from someone else.
Always.
It's almost like, oh, so you get it, you know? Not everyone may feel like they, some may not. I didn't really experience mine until I was, I think, 25. So some people, you know what I mean, they may be late to the party, but they come. And when they do come, they will change you.
I had one epiphany. Have you ever had that?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
No, it's not. I mean, it may be for you, but you know, but no, it's an out of body is almost like, you know, again, like you can't explain it when it's happening.
Yeah.
But when you overcome it, you can't replicate it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
You know
done.
what I mean?
Yeah.
But listen,
Have you ever had that like God spoke to me moment? Like literally.
Always.
Yeah,
Universe
like
works in
literally-
mysterious ways.
I know, like you know, you speak to like pastors and people. They're like, listen, I literally heard God's voice. Like this, God told me, don't do this or go here and do that because this is for you. And I feel like whilst we all have our faiths and we all believe that we have a relationship with Christ, but like as in, there was one moment in my life, where I was 16 and I know that, you know, things could have gone left, and I think we talked about this before. I went to a pretty good school because my dad pushed me. But I went to a good school, but I was still going back to the hood where I was living. So I had this like story of two lives. And I never forget, I was actually in a maths class. This I know it's crazy because I was in maths. And literally, I feel like God told me, like, listen, if you go left, it's going to end peak for you. Badly. And I never forget having that, almost like a moment where I was told by... I'm going to say we're told by God that actually He wants me to go to med school. And I'll never forget. Like I just remember being like, yo, okay.
There you go.
I want to go to med school.
Yeah.
So I remember literally it changed me. I had a chat with my dad. My dad told me, no, this was always...
That's that when everything goes quiet, you know, and you get that clarity.
Absolute clarity.
I feel like that. Yeah, those are special as well.
Yeah.
Those you know what I mean. Those are cute, and I feel like, you know, that's when you can block out the noise in anything.
Absolutely.
When you can block out the noise and you listen
Powerful.
to your truth,
Yeah.
that's when you know you've arrived. You know, so
Amen.
with that said, you know, we wish we had more time, you know, but we're actually
Trust me.
over time now. But let's look into closing this out. I'll let you take us out on this one.
You put me in the spot again, yeah?
Nah, man, listen, we're gonna share this space, man.
All right,
you know,
tell me, I'll come ready with the
So-
sayings.
you want to close us out on some nuggets or wisdom,
Oh, words
or
of
what do you
wisdom.
want to?
We did last time, Desert Island thing.
Oh gosh, not that one.
No, I didn't say that. What was last time? A man...
No, we're not gonna bring that one up.
Okay.
We're gonna bring. If they wanted to hear what he said in the last one, we're gonna go back to the other one. You know,
Oh, bro,
but
I'm on the
just
spot, man.
close us out.
Okay. I don't know, man. I'm getting a mind blank here.
Darren, you want to help him?
I can close this out, man. Got a mind blank as well, man. Bloody hell.
Okay.
Go on. Here's one. If a tree falls in a forest, does it make a sound?
Yes.
Yes.
Why?
Because the leaves, is it a dumb, you're going to make me look stupid or
If
what?
a tree falls in the forest and no one's there to hear it, does it make a sound?
Oh, no. No one's there to hear it.
That's your perspective. If a tree falls in a forest, how about you let us know in the comments? If a tree falls in a forest and no one's there to hear it, does it make a sound?
It makes a sound.
It makes a sound, but if you're not there to hear it, how do you know it makes a sound?
Because it's size.
All right, and that closes us out.
I like that.
Not for Lies podcast, guys.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Keep it like, keep it
Oh,
Keep it
God.
locked. Keep it locked and stay tuned. Remember,
Don't forget to share.
you can share it.
Please.
You know what I
Send
mean?
it out, man. We're trying to.
We're gonna continue to keep giving you guys hits. So, you know, we're here to stay. You know, keep tuning in, and also maybe you can listen to us on Spotify as well.
Yep.
So for all you guys that maybe on the long road trip journeys and you just want to just plug into something,
Dash it on, yeah.
listen to the Not for Lights podcast. Yeah. All right. I'm Mike.
I'm Dr. Jude.
I'm Darren. Love you
Peace.
guys. Peace.
Yes.
This ain't an option. No, we didn't raise no idiot. First was novice intermediate.